So I guess showing up your rival in order to win the heart of the woman didn't work. That's unfortunate.
Yes, my friends. Duxton didn't get the girl, as shameful it is to admit. But Duxton hasn't given up. Duxton will see victory yet!
That's the spirit!
Hear, hear! I knew it! I knew you had the makings of a good villain, OC! Now it's time for the next step. Kidnapping the princess.
Wait, what?
It's Basic Villainy 101. Kidnapping the princess.
And then taking her to your dragon-guarded castle. Okay, Duxton doesn't have a castle nor a dragon.
Well, you got a bar, don't you?
Well, technically Duxton doesn't own the bar, Duxton just manages it.
Well, you got to have a place to take the princess. Eh? Skeletor? Do you mind?
Okay, fine, you can use my castle. But I know exactly how many beers are in my fridge. Do not think of taking any.
You guys really are Duxton's friends. Duxton doesn't know what he'd do without you. Now then, let us go kidnap the princess.
You guys know we're right here, right?
And just FYI, my drink is empty.
This is Light Spinner. The episode begins of Days of Mysticor's past as we see Lightweaver, or Shadow Spinner? Fuck it, it's this bitch. Training a bunch of students in the art of summoning familiar glass thingies. And we also see possibly Princess Tumbler's father? I don't know, I'm guesstimating. Anyway, she's showing them this technique and Tumbler's daddy is really interested and wants to learn more. But we see that Light Spinner is being very patient with him, saying that she can only teach him when the elders think he's ready to be taught further. And of course he acts like a child. But we see that Light Spinner is very much the good guy. Until we cut to present when she's the bad guy, who she's counting the days she's been in her cell. Catra of course mocks her, but that doesn't seem to bother her so much because she's essentially a broken woman.
So let me get this straight, young master. They have an entire castle full of characters that are just waiting to be developed, so they focus on Shadow Weaver, yet another villain.
I was kind of joking at first when I said this, but now I'm actually convinced that this show cares way too much about its villains and doesn't give a shit about its heroes. We later cut to the Fright Zone as Hordak is doing some weird tentacle foreplay with his machines, as Catra comes in, asking what she can do for him. Hordak says that Shadow Weaver has been in her cell for far too long, and she needs to go, sentencing her to banishment on Beast Island, where Catra knows full well it's a death sentence. She tries to save her, saying that she can get more useful information out of her, and then Entrapta shows up because Entrapta needs to make Catra feel bad because Hordak plays favorites. Hordak tells Catra that she has only a few days to get any information out of Shadow Weaver that she can, otherwise it's to Beast Island. Catra, of course, walks the walk of shame as Entrapta is right by Hordak's side.
Catra seemed to have peaked in episode 2 of this season, since it's all been a steady, slow downhill fall for her, as she's had one setback after another. And with Entrapta gaining so much favor with Lord Hordak, it's only a matter of time before she herself is replaced, just like Shadow Weaver.
Speaking of Shadow Weaver, she's currently desperately trying to get some food with her shackles too tight, as she's remembering the good old days, as she's training Princess Tumbler's presumed father, as she's telling him about how the magic of their world technically works. And, well, let's just go fuck it, mini-chlorians, and just move on. He wants to learn more, and she agrees to teach him. And teach him she does, as he slowly learns the ways of the magical arts. But over the course of the training montage, she begins to discover his true talent. She is easily surpassed by her young protege, to the point where she actually accuses him of studying under another master. There's no way he could be that good. But she discovers that he actually is that talented. He's special even for a Padawan. And so, she begins to tell a secret. The Horde's invasion. And saying that the princesses can't handle it. And it's up to them in order to save their world. Little does he know the true power, hunger, desire in her eyes.
So, this episode is all about showing the parallels between Catra and Shadow Weaver. I can get behind that.
Speaking of Catra, she's currently sitting by herself, gnawing over her impossible position at the moment, when Scorpina comes to comfort her. Catra reveals that Hordak sentenced Shadow Weaver to death, and Scorpina kind of freaks out. Only kind of. Catra doesn't want to give up Shadow Weaver, however, because she's a good source of intelligence. But even Scorpina calls bullshit on that, as they haven't gotten any information out of her, and there's a secret, darker reason why Catra wants to keep her around, that she's not telling. We also cut back to the flashback, as Lightspinner is trying to convince the Magic Council that the princesses can't handle the Horde. They've proven ineffective. It's up to them to try to fight back the darkness. So she proposes a forbidden spell. A spell that's not only super powerful and super dangerous, but is labeled off the books to practice. So leader Goatman says no to her plan and shoots her down right away, saying that the princesses can handle it and they should stay out of it and practice their magic in solitude. Lightspinner calls him a fool, but there's nothing he can do since she is such lower rank than he is, and she needs help in order to do this spell. Her frustrations are clearly shown, as even when talking to Princess Tumbler's possible father, she is furious. But she finds an alternate way, as he is more than willing to help out with anything. And that is a dangerous mindset.
I can't tell you how many bad decisions were made because someone just had to say, "Oh, I'll do anything to help." No, you'll do anything within reason, and that's final.
We later cut to Catra breaking into Shadow Weaver's cell, bragging about how she's going to be sent to Beastman Island unless she gives up some more information. But when Shadow Weaver clearly is not responding to this upsets Catra, saying, "You're going to die, bitch! Give me something I can use!" But Shadow Weaver's like, "Nope, I'm done. I'm done with the Horde, I'm done with you, I'm done with everything. But could you be a dear and give me my badge from the old days at the school?" Catra leaves, but not being completely unresponsive to her request.
We later cut back to the past as Lightspinner and Tumbler's possible father are performing an ancient ritual that is clearly not supposed to be done. And at first everything goes well, until what it looks to be they're summoning the fucking cluster from Steven Universe, and they have no idea how to stop it from expanding and controlling, and oh my god, what the fuck is that thing? It begins to go on an assault. It begins to attack both Lightspinner and Tumbler's daddy, possibly, and it absorbs Lightspinner into it, causing a massive explosion and creating the Shadow Weaver. But then the old farts from before come in to see the horrible monster that has been created due to Lightspinner's own arrogance. And so they have a magical duel, where Goatman is clearly overpowered by the new OP Shadow Weaver and gets absorbed into her body, further increasing her already incredible might. And then she just kinda up and leaves. Yeah, she just leaves. Gone. But not forgotten, as she goes to the Horde, wanting to swear her loyalties to Lord Hordak.
Damn.
Damn.
Dumb.
Meh.
Well, Catra returns with what appears to be Shadow Weaver's final meal, as Shadow Weaver begins to strike up a conversation with Catra. At first it starts off slow, but Catra begins to open up as both of them realize the two of them are very much alike, whether Catra wants to admit it or not. But Shadow Weaver makes strong arguments how they were both in positions of great power, but they both lost to him by their inferior. But she also promises that if they work together, there might be a way for them to both salvage their position. And Catra seems to really trust her, finally getting the acceptance she's always wanted from Mommy. And Shadow Weaver managed to get something she wanted.
Back to the past. We see Shadow Weaver doing something to the Black Garnet when she hears a noise, a disturbance in the force, as we see for the first time a little baby Adora. As Lord Hordak is just sitting on his throne, disappointed that he got nothing from his recent attack except an annoying baby, and then completely drops it on Shadow Weaver's shoulders. But Shadow Weaver, instead of chucking the baby, realizes it's kinda cute, and it has potential. Great potential. And thus, Mommy Complex has begun.
Mommy Complex indeed. She manages to take the gem that she got from Catra and smashes it to reveal sacred magical dust inside, and we see her do some diggertree as Shadow Weaver finally rises again.
All, of course, at the expense of Catra, as she once again falls for Shadow Weaver's ploy and goes into a fit of rage. The fact that, despite everything, she managed to trick her one last time.
And that was Light Spinner and... wait a minute, Mr. Editor, what are these images? No, don't tell me. No, oh god damn it, why are they here? This was a really good episode, no one likes these three. Fine, I'll talk about it. They do some weird gibberish and doing some weird antenna poking around to reveal the secret message that has been plaguing Bo's PDA this whole time, blah blah blah, and that was Light Spinner. Another actually really good episode.
Now let's get any bad blood out of the way. Why would they focus on Shadow Weaver when, again, they have a whole castle full of princesses that are well underdeveloped?
Not to mention that Adora and the rest of them were just kind of tacked on at the very end.
But at least 98% of this episode was actually really good. The pacing was good, hearing Shadow Weaver's backstory was excellent, and see just how much power she has over Catra, even with everything stripped from her, is certainly a tragic yet truly noteworthy sight.
On top of that, it does seem like throughout most of this season, Shadow Weaver was kind of forgotten about, only there, here and there, just to show that she still exists. But now she can return as a major villain in the future.
And that's something to be said about this season, but I'll get into more detail about it in the last episode. Wait, last episode. That means this season's almost over.
Yeah, so?
Dude, the season is almost over, and we've only got like 2 episodes that were actually good.
Well, that's still one more episode remaining.
Yeah, come on, how bad can it be?
We're the Cartoon Gentlemen, the organizers of chaos. We'll see you next time.
By the way, sir, you have a note.
A note? Duxton has kidnapped Leslie. If you wish Duxton to give Leslie back, you will compete with Duxton in one final challenge. Otherwise, Duxton will keep Leslie locked in tower. P.S. We're at Skeletor's palace, and bring your own drinks.
That bastard! He dares kidnap one of our own? And doesn't offer us drinks?
Maybe we should start considering keeping the other gents on a leash when we review She-Ra.
Well, here's to hoping something good will come out of all this. We're the Cartoon Gentlemen, the organizers of chaos as Vintage Kings. And we'll see you... oh wait, I already said this. Bye-bye!